I'm Christopher Brizzee. I do research with the Aquatics and Marine Life Department here. So I started as a teaching assistant for anatomy and physiology, and I'd like to say moved up from there, but I kind of just got shifted around a lot of different places because I had taken a lot of different science courses, and because of that, I was able to help TA and teach for a lot of different science courses. So doing that kind of gave me, obviously, a working opportunity here at the school while I was studying. And then a lot of the professors I was working with, I think, eventually saw my work ethic and kind of, I guess, looked at that and were like, okay, like, let's see what we can throw at this kid and see what he can do. So I got a research opportunity about 2 years ago to start studying embryology with Dr. Sheeler here, and that's been a pretty cool opportunity. I also started taking care of the marine life that we have downstairs, and that's expanded dramatically since falling into my hands, and that's been pretty cool. We have our 90-gallon display tank as well as our 40-gallon touch tank, and working on propagating corals and also using the sea urchins that we have there for embryology. So that's been a really cool direction. Not something that I necessarily saw myself doing, but kind of something interesting that God kind of pulled me aside to make time for and to do. So that was a really cool opportunity. So a big point in my spiritual walk, I would say, was it kind of didn't come into play until a lot later on in my life, but I had open heart surgery the day I was born. And back then there wasn't really a massive success rate with what was wrong with my heart and fixing it. So I actually was flown around to 3 different hospitals to finally find a surgeon where I finally had the surgery. And it went really well, surprisingly, because a lot of babies didn't make it. It was pretty much 12 hours after I was born that they found out that basically my blood wasn't getting oxygenated enough, and they basically had to tell my parents, be prepared to lose me. And that was always kind of a story for the longest time. I didn't really like internalize that because I was a baby. I wasn't there, experiencing it necessarily firsthand. So it was probably like high school when I was sitting and like I have a scar stretching all the way down my chest. And I finally kind of internalized it. That was like, there was actually hands like in my chest holding like a heart the size of a walnut. And that's nothing short of a miracle to me. That's like, clearly shows to me God had his hands in that surgeon's hands, keeping me alive for a reason. Like there's a bigger purpose here, and he has me here for, some purpose. And I think that was a big indicative part of, I guess, who I am and that I'm here for a greater purpose for God, and that he has me here for a greater purpose that right now maybe I can't see. There's just a speck of a greater picture that I'm only able to see currently. So.